Sip that tea. Welcome to T and the D.
Looking for the hot topics, juicy things. From the ones you know that be on the scene. Pull out your phones at T and the D. Don't look too far when you're in the city. We pulling up with that real little G. Grab a seat, it's time for T and the D. Yeah, grab a seat, it's time for T and the D.
What up, though, Detroit? It's your girl, Christina, a.k.a. Ina Lee, and you popping in the T and the D with my host.
I'm Carde, and welcome. Let's get it.
Welcome, Detroit, and welcome the World Wide Web. I am so glad that y'all all joined us today because we got some amazing guests to recap our amazing roller skating with Tommy session, okay?
Absolutely.
Let's bring them in. Let's get Nikki first. What up, though?
Hi, everybody.
Then we got
Nikki.
Chris.
Welcome, Chris.
What's the
What up,
deal,
Chris?
y'all?
Okay, now this one, y'all, I think this is a special invite because we ain't seen him on too many cameras or anywhere. You know, he's just not getting invited, you know? But welcome, Bello. We really appreciate you being here. And last but
Thank you. I'm very happy and blessed to be here.
we're excited to have you. And last but not least, we need to invite the coolest man on TV. Here we get Mr. Devon in the building.
Hey everybody, what's up? What's good?
What up, though?
What up, though?
This week we did something different. We had a live audience. Most of y'all were there, and y'all know that we hopped right into the fashion winner. Okay, and it was clear the fashionista of the episode was Dominique.
Dominique.
Always.
Dominique.
Always.
She came out.
Always.
Yeah, and Bello, I know you saw her. I know you saw her real good. Had a real good eye on her.
Absolutely. But you know what? I think an honorable mention was also Emily. Emily with the studded jacket.
Yes.
With the studded jacket. I wanted to ask her where she got that from. That was
fire.
That was fire.
Let me say on
And
Emily
Shannon with her
the
little
jacket.
pastel fit. Don't forget Shannon either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was cute. But did y'all see her skating her butt off? Who knew she could skate like that?
Oh, she could skate. She could
Oh,
skate.
yeah. She
Oh,
can
yeah. She crazy with the skating.
All I know.
I knew
Yeah.
Emily. I knew Emily was about to cut a rug when she put her skates on and then she stood up and then she shuffled her feet back and forth. I was like, oh yeah, she's about to go crazy.
Yeah.
About to go crazy.
Yeah.
And warming it up. The funniest thing was I noticed her get up real quick when you were doing tricks. She was like, okay, we saw your trick. Let me show you mine. Let me show you mine.
Nikki, I do have a question for you.
Yes.
And the trick that was so I can definitely tell that you are an adrenaline junkie because
I am.
as I'm watching it, because I didn't see it live when it happened. Like, have you ever attempted that before, or were you just like, today's the day?
Right.
Or it's always been in mine.
No, I've never attempted that. I probably haven't been skating in 20 years. It's been since I was a teenager. It's been a long time. But I would say that scene is the most similar to how I date. So I like to have fun. Even when I started this process, I specifically said no dinner dates, no getting a drink. I don't like to be serious when I first get to know somebody. I like to have fun. I like to meet people I can have fun with. So to me, that was my vibe. And I was doing it with somebody who was equally as fun. So it was great.
That was awesome. The way that was captured, the way that it was shown, like it was like, yo, I didn't even know this was happening, but it's like I'm rooting.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I don't even think I realized that nobody else was on the skating rink or that they were even filming it. Like I felt like me and Vince were having our own little personal date. Like we were in our own world. And so like I really wasn't even paying attention to what else was happening around me. Yeah,
no, I definitely was like communicated through the clip. I feel like from seeing it, like, you know, it's like I was rooting for her, like, hey, I hope this goes well.
I hope she made it. First off, her commentary, girl, if I was any man, it'd be like pause. Spread them.
That wasn't even intentional. It just kind of came out. But
right.
That was so funny.
This was a fun person to like talk that way with because he can have fun and just kind of go with the flow. So
he was funny.
Absolutely.
In hindsight, that depth perception was clearly off because I was like, there is no way you could.
It was like her head cupped. I won't say. They would call that T something. or what they call that?
Teabag.
My tea on that
I
one.
did notice like Nikki, like the hands they had edited it in a way.
Yeah, I saw
When
that.
you reached
It was
for
like,
it,
Yeah.
oh
when you
man.
reached
It was a
for it,
nice little
I
reach.
was
It was
like,
the
yo.
But I got
hey,
mad though. He was supposed to grab
Oh,
her
Rapid
hand.
White Ice
He was
oh,
supposed to pull her.
Oh, that
hey,
makes
Yeah.
so much
oh,
more
He was
sense.
supposed to
Actually, that
grab
makes
her
a lot of sense.
hands.
I
she
think
was
that
about
that
to
was
do
probably
a pull
also
up.
the moment that I knew that I was comfortable with him. Like the moment I
Yeah.
feel comfortable touching a guy and like we can do something like that, like, oh, I'm like, okay, I feel safe with you. I feel comfortable with you. So he was a good flirt.
And you know what? He said that. He said, I wouldn't trust me. So I'm so happy that you did. And that was serious because I don't think everybody could have gotten that out of you. So that was cool. But let me ask this
Yeah.
while we're on this, because she definitely brought up a topic and it makes me ask just a random question, y'all. What is like your typical
Mhm.
best first date? Like what type of date would you want to go on? Let's start with Chris.
I am definitely a activity person first. And I think that the reason why I typically like to be activity based first or cheap date first. Here's why. Not because I'm cheap, but because I really do think that that is when you have an opportunity to meet a person and really get to know who they are. When I'm in my element, at some fine dining restaurant, the majority of the conversation is going to be you. Oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? Where did you go to school? Why are these people coming up to you? It's going to be
Mhm,
all of
mhm,
those
mhm,
things. And I don't want that to be like the first date. I want the first date to be an activity like bowling, like go-kart racing, arcade. I love a good arcade where there's a variety.
Same.
I love playing the pop
mhm,
shot thing. I'm like a world champion. So I that is my more, or I love doing things like it depends. So that would be my go-to, or something like a museum, or like a
mhm.
somewhere where you just get to really get to talk and I get to get a vibe of your real personality.
Yeah. Can I
Okay,
bounce off that?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say mine is similar. I know I somewhat answered, but my go-to first date, definitely an arcade. Like, I feel like you get to know so much about a person. Like, are they the type of guy that will let you win? Are they going to spend too much money trying to win a game? How do they act when they lose? So I feel like an arcade, you get to see so much about a person without directly asking them questions about themselves. You can just
That's
see kind
true.
of how they
yes.
behave in that setting. So arcade for me, that is a perfect first date.
Boss. Ricky Rose. You got boss energy right now.
I
I just
tell
want
you
to
with the
give
hand rub. Hey,
Right.
Bello, go boss.
Oh.
Bello. Period. Let us know how you would typically want your ideal first date.
You know what? For me, I tend to I for me, I would want my first date to be one of two ways, either in my element. So I actually look at it the opposite of how Chris looks at it. I would rather, being that Chris is a chef and like his area is fine dining restaurants and everybody knows him, I want to be in my place of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the bar that I normally go to. I go to the places that I know the menu. I'm quick with it. I know what's good because as a man, normally when you're dating, the lady wants to. She's gonna ask you what's good on the menu. What do you like about this spot? So for me, I want to be in a place that I'm comfortable, where I can actually give suggestions. I can say, "Hey, I've tried this. I've tried that. I like this. I like that." I like to go at a place where everybody knows me. I don't want to wait in line. I don't
Exactly.
want, like the manager knows me. I want to go to a place where I'm embraced and everything is. I don't want any interruptions. I want anything seamless. Like for example, I like my old fashioned. I like my old fashioned. I like a specific cherry. I like a certain amount of simple syrup. I like my drink a certain way. My people, when I go to restaurants that I like, they just bring it. They
Mm-hmm.
they a lady says something. Lady said, I'll ask a question. I'll be like, hey, I'll be like, what's your favorite? Are you a tequila girl? Are you this? Are you that? I ask that in front of the waiter. Now when the waiter comes around, he already knows he's gonna bring something,
Yeah.
right? He'll bring something
Mm-hmm.
that he'll ask a question. Do you like tart? Are you more of a sweet person? She'll just say, oh, I like tart. He'll probe and he'll just make it happen. I like things to just flow. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
I like
that's
that.
my vibe. And then
Can I, yeah, no, no, go ahead. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Go ahead. And on the flip side, I also if my like if I'm going on a date, let's say for example, let's say my date says I really enjoy this. I want her to feel comfortable, so I'm gonna go to something she likes, but I'm also it's my area. So like if she wants to go roller skating, I want to go to a roller skating place I've been to, right? I want to go somewhere, for the first date, and then later on, then I'll do the random stuff. But I want home court advantage on day
Exactly.
one.
I
The
understand.
first
Listen,
impression is
let
the first
me add
impression
to
is
that,
the
right?
best impression.
See, so for me, I almost feel the opposite because I feel like I already know how you gonna act when I really expose you to in my element. You know what I'm saying? I want
Mm,
to see if I actually like you for real or if you like me for me, because it's easy to get caught up in like if I'm in my fine dining element and I'm talking my shit and people knowing me. Any girl will be like, "Oh, this is really cool," because it is really cool. But at the same time, like I think that would be like any R&B singer playing and singing to a girl. You know how she gonna act when you do that. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I don't do that first. Like I really want to like get to know the girl and talk to her first because I almost feel like it's cheating if I sweep you up with if I go to my big joker first. Like I feel like
Mm.
that's an
Where you
unfair
gonna go?
advantage. Yeah, I'd rather bag you being with. I'd rather take the Prince Hakeem approach, right? And let you think I'm a sheep herder, and then realize like, oh, and this is the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? So I always want to dumb it down and like strip any coolness away and like really get to know the person. And it's no like I feel your approach too, and I've done it that way, but it's almost like that's too easy if you do it that way. You know what I'm saying?
uh, but if you like the girl and you don't come with it the first time, there might not be a second date.
Mm.
But
You're assuming the clothes. You're assuming the clothes, which
no,
is
I'm
good.
not. Look,
I like the
no,
confidence. I like the confidence. But
no.
if you don't come with it on the first date, there's no second date.
Well, here's the thing. Well,
He
here's the thing.
said,
But,
coming with the
but
first way, the
here's the
first
thing.
time.
Mm.
But
That's
you're
funny.
gonna experience. But you're gonna experience what I'm giving you on the first date because that's what life is going to be for real. It's going to be the interactions. It's going to be us doing really simple things. It's not going to be the fancy. I need to expose you to the fancy eventually, but I need to see if me and you can just get along without no fancy. And if me and you can't get along off the fancy without the fancy, then me and you ain't gonna last anyway. So even if like I hit you with the fancy and I bag you, eventually it's gonna show. When I'm just alone with you, I don't like you. And I would have realized that day one if I would have just did something regular with her. But because
Mm.
I exposed her
I
to
don't
the
know,
fancy,
baby.
it's all glitz and glass, like ooh.
What's
But then
crazy
like
is, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, no,
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 no, go,
just,
no,
Okay,
go
because
ahead.
let me say this, because what's crazy
yeah.
to me is I don't agree. Because the thing is, who you dealing with? You dealing with some scrubber dubs. Because I'm gonna tell you, ain't no nigga bring me to no fancy stuff I ain't already been to. You know what I'm saying? Unless I just chose not to go there, or unless you're
Sure.
taking me to another version of that fancy. Because what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? For me, a man who's not sitting here, okay, I'm not even gonna go on my date type, but I just want to, because Devon's next, but I just want to say on that note, I felt like if a man is not sitting here trying to show me his best effort, you only get one first impression. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we know what every day is gonna be like, baby. If you want to just be my friend, be that. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a whole bunch of homies, and that's real. We can go play at the park. We can even go hoop. If you want to work out,
I'm gonna
you
give
know what I'm saying?
you,
That's free.
but I feel like with
Right, right.
Divine, it was real good Vine of seeing you and Shannon on on episode 3, and a
Mhm.
lot of the fans really got to see a different side of you and Shannon, and it seemed like you guys were bonding and really just I'm not really doing too much. You guys had a lot of common things in common, or similarities.
Chris was a big
So
flirt. I ain't know Chris was that big of a flirt. I didn't know he was getting with all them connections. I just want to say that in there. So
What
I had a connection with Chris. I had a connection
Taking
with
up the
Chris.
sexy breakfast,
Straight up,
but
straight up. No,
but
for
but the,
real.
Devon, though, take us through that interaction of you and Shannon, and is that how you typically? Is that like an ideal first date for you?
Oh wait, was
You
it
know,
Chris
yeah,
on? It was Chris and Shannon or Devon and Shannon?
It was Devon and Shannon.
Okay, go ahead, Michael.
it's all good. Yeah, no, you know, it's funny because I do think it ties right into what we were talking about because for me, it feels like no matter what this, I like my first dates to be somewhere where we can talk. Period. Like none of the rest really matters. We can go to a nice place. We can go for a walk on the river walk. We can go to a museum. We can get coffee. It really doesn't matter. I think a lot of it is like contextual. It's like how well do you know the person before you're going into that first date? Because in my experience, it really makes a difference. Like a museum is like a horrible first date to me. Like
Mm,
it's like too passive.
okay.
I mean, it's cool. Like you can just walk around and for depending on who you're with, it can be entertaining or or whatever. But it's almost like too passive. I
Mm,
would rather be like outdoors, walking like on the river walk or something, or or even just sit down and have a coffee or something that's like either the museum feels like like right in the middle. It's like it's not passive enough to just focus on the conversation. It's also not active enough to distract you. So it's like this weird like there can be a lot of awkward silences. Anyway, so, but as long as I can talk on a date, I'm good. I'll take you to a nice spot if I think that's what you like, or that's what you'll enjoy the most. I'll take you to a festival, as long as it's not too loud and we can talk, it can be a good date. Like the rest is like, it just depends. It just depends on like what your likes are, what you're vibing. I think a dinner for a first date is a little tired. It just feels like, you know what I mean? Just like,
Same old,
yeah,
same old,
yeah,
same
it
old.
can. It can. I'm not saying, and that's not I'm not shooting at Bello or nothing, but I'm just saying it can feel like, just another day out
Hmm.
unless you make it that like, pristine experience, unless you're like curating it all. And so I would prefer to like do something that's a little less charged, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely does. I love everybody's perspective. And my first date ideal is like a combination of all of y'all's, because Chris, I see what you're saying in the where you may not technically be wasting time or you don't want to waste time to say, hey, do I really like this person to spend so much time with them? And I don't want to play my big joker first of doing something that I know that's going to work. But I also feel Bello of like, okay, I want to do something that's consistent. And I know that I can execute it because I may only have one particular time. And then Vine, as your combination is doing something that really just involves y'all talking and communicating. For me, it really just depends on the day. I like to do something completely random that people have never done before.
The Cardi
Mm.
experience.
The Cardi
Yeah.
The
because
Carde
now it's a situation where you're like, okay, so he just invited me to a live show. I don't even know him, but then you come and then it's like you answered the phone. And now since you answered the phone, this is the experience. And then people like, I had a really good time. And I'm thinking to myself, I had no idea that you would have a good time. But I know that if I'm around my people, some crazy shit will happen.
Ah, that's the home field
Yeah.
advantage
So
right there.
That's
You know your
100%.
people.
exactly. And so like
Exactly.
for me, go ahead.
Yeah, go
It
ahead.
also though,
Go ahead.
I
So
will say this too.
my
I do
okay.
feel. Oh my bad. I was gonna say it's always a risk doing something new, and that's one of those things. Is like I'm always a little like, will she like this? Or like, will she enjoy doing this, or will she hate it? Because I have had that experience too, where we go out and do something new, and they're like having a miserable time because
Oh no.
you know what I'm
No
saying,
risk,
and that's not
no
fun.
reward. If where there's danger, there's beauty. You
That's
got to
right.
go. You got to go nuts. I'm completely competitive too. If I take a woman out, I'm trying to beat you. I mean, not no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But
Pause.
like the competitive nature of things is pretty much there because
I'm
if a
trying
woman
to
is to
beat you.
win,
No Diddy is
It's
hilarious,
insane.
dog.
Only on
but
TNT. Only on TNT.
I'm
it's still
listen.
unintentional.
No,
But
no, no.
it's
It's the entire sentence. I'm not out. If I'm out with you, I'm trying to beat you. No Diddy. That whole statement is
I will say
hilarious, dog.
The Carde
it
experience.
Oh,
The Carde
Oh
experience.
my
I'm
goodness.
sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to. I
No,
had to.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry.
for sure.
Like
Oh
it.
my
So
God.
now my first date now, I mean, maybe I'm not like the average, you know what I'm saying? But I also am not gonna lower my standards for the average. Now, like
Talk to us,
Devon said,
Christina.
tell me again.
No, I was just saying, talk to him. I know
Yeah,
it's
because
coming.
it's coming,
Right.
baby. Because let me tell you something. What I expect, I also give. I've taken up my date to a fucking freaking Clippers game. Let me say that again. Let me clip that out. I've taken one of my boyfriends to one of the Clippers game. I've taken my exes to concerts backstage, baby. Like, because I'm not getting plugs off of niggas liking me. I'm getting plugs off of respect. Me sitting here being an outlet to the plugs and putting plays in order so I can bring a nigga if I want to. You get what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
reality for me is I've had dates where they shut down the whole restaurant. So with that being said, it's like, the bigger picture is, what is your effort? What is your intention? And like Devon said, how do I know you? If I know you as a friend already, now it's your time to step up and show me you want to be about that friend zone. If you want to treat me like a homie, baby, I'm going to treat you like the homie. Because here's the thing. It's a million men outside in this world. It's a million women outside in this world. And we can really be with anybody we choose to be with in a mutual manner. The thing is, where are we going for? Are we going for greatness? Shoot, because at the point where somebody think that they got to withhold fancy things and nice things and their best effort because they don't know if I'm worth it, leave me where you found me. Leave me where you found me. Because before you even came, I was already worth it. Now we got to see how if you're worth it in compatibility. Because just because I'm not compatible with you, any one of us, don't mean that my value went down. Because baby, look, I'm for exclusive. Hold on, where is it at? I'm for the exclusive. Can you see it? Bello was on the
There you go.
exclusive side. I was on the exclusive side. Devon's on the exclusive. I ain't put you in, Carde, but it looked like play. Y'all like to play. We're gonna put you on the play side, and I do love activities.
I
But
did not.
let me
I
say
did
this
not get
part.
to expound. I did not get to
Well,
expound.
okay, well,
I
well,
didn't even put you on there yet, Carde, because I didn't know where you went. But let me say this thing. My thing is this: if I met you as a friend already, then you got to show me something more because we already have fun times. You know what I'm saying? But if I meet you as a new man coming in, oh baby, you better show me the world because I want to see what you're willing to give me. Because the reality is, at the point where I know what I have to offer and what I've been given before, what I'm willing to give, I'm not gonna just take my little play. You get play once you show me you worth playing with. You feel me? And that's all.
okay.
feel
Well,
what you're
all right.
saying,
Well, okay. Okay. So let me be clear. Let me be clear. There's a lot of lazy niggas out there.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I think that
Absolutely.
the difference between what I'm saying and what you may be hearing or what the perception might be of other people, I'm not saying do less until you prove that I can do more. I'm saying that I'm a true romantic. I can spend $100 in 4 hours with you and make you feel more seen and romantic and because I'm thoughtful. So I'm saying I don't gotta spend a bag to show you
Yes.
like I'm
Okay.
really
Right.
genuinely interested
Because
in you.
and I don't need
I'm
a person to
saying
spin a bag either. I need them to be very thought out, very considerate, and really
s-
aim
and
to put
that's
your
what I'm
best foot
saying.
forward.
I'm saying if the intention is to genuinely get to know you and try to build with you, I'm a genuinely try to get to know you and build with you. Now, if I'm just trying to smash you, of course, I'm gonna hit you with the woo bop, the thing that's I know gonna work. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm really trying to get to know
Mm.
you, I really want to spend time and build core memories. I don't want the core memory of me and you to be at some turn up fancy restaurant. I want it to be we were at a beautiful picnic where I prepared all the meals and we had this fancy bottle of champagne and we watched the sunset and we did some really dope shit. Or we took a fucking train to Chicago to eat lunch
I
and
think
then
you would
came
agree
Well,
back.
though,
all
like
that stuff
it's
sounds
not
like something you
necessarily
know after a while. Because I'm not about to take the train with somebody that just, I'm just meeting. That's too much.
But Nikki may do that. I can't speak for her, you know what I'm saying? But I
I
think
actually was gonna say I would. I
yeah,
was.
Yeah, if I told you I wanted
it's
to
not
take a
sounding like
train.
you like, no, I'm not with it. Nikki's like,
Wow. You know what? Nikki's way more. I gotta be honest. You're way more
Down
adventurous
with
than
the
I gave you
shits.
credit for.
Oh,
oh
thank
man,
you.
you
We
have no
never
idea.
Nikki
talked
Let me
down
about
tell
with
you
the
something.
we
For
shit.
talked like at the
real.
mixer, but we never talked
For
together.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
I
went
swear.
skydiving like I saw
Yeah,
it
I'm
right
a
after the show.
skydiver.
I
Me
love
too.
Nikki.
That's what's
She
up.
has a lot of ambition. She's really great, especially listen. First off, Nikki accomplishes all this physical activity while accomplishing all this mental activity. It's just
Yeah,
insane. I'm like,
yeah.
how do
Thank
you
you.
show me?
Thank you.
Yo, I knew
Figuring
you
it
was a
out.
real one. So Nicole, she flew to Florida by herself on like I don't know, it was like a Wednesday, and was like,
Yeah, I
I
woke
want
up
to
and wanted to
skydive for good.
skydive, and I just booked the flight, and I went to Florida, and I did it, and I was by myself, and I didn't think nothing.
I love it.
I thought I'm
Wow.
like,
I love it.
that's
That's the
dope.
most
That's
psychotic
different.
thing that you can do, and I love it.
Oh
You
my
know,
God. I wish I
But
heard
it's
it. My
great. I
phone
was
I'm just
like,
cut
saying
up.
in a way that I love the initiative that women really take, and it's just like, yeah, I just went out of town by myself, and then I jumped out the plane. This is like most men would
That's
be like,
oh wow.
but it's beautiful. It's good to see that. I feel that also, Nikki, like I seen that in the comment that you just made, like in terms of like dating during COVID, I think that really changed and assessed like a lot of our like dating styles, because I don't know if y'all ever like hopped on a Zoom like this and just weren't wearing pants, or it was business up top
oh,
and
100%. Are you kidding me?
casual on the bottom,
That's
but we
100%.
all kind of
Absolutely.
wanted to get out and people were like risking it all. And then during that time, it really like taught you what you really liked. If you didn't like nobody, y'all were breaking up during that time.
Oh,
It wasn't
absolutely.
Or
safe.
just in confusion.
Oh
You
no,
know,
yep. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, But yeah, it's I think that it's very important to be yourself. And if a person is for you, they're going to give you an opportunity not only to be yourself, but segues to where it's easy to be yourself. Sometimes when looking at the episode like 3, you could see during some communication styles that it was like, oh, the bridge does not exist here. Like if we were to look at, like, for instance, Donna meeting with Darius.
Oh, right, exactly.
And like how did y'all take that?
Wait. I actually got a question for that, actually. So listen, with that, because this is the perfect segue. What type of characteristic traits do you need to see in a person in order to actually have a connection? Because like Donna and Darius, they ain't have one. But like she said, she already had previous formed perspectives based off of the category that he fell in because of how he fit her past, resemblance to her past.
The category that she described him as jive. I have not heard that.
Can we define that?
We in Motown. Turkey.
Jive. You know what I'm saying? Like not records, but like jive. Like you could tell that's like a term from old school Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Have y'all ever been called jive?
You know what?
I had a band teacher who used to call people
Oh,
jive
there
turkeys.
you go.
Like you jive turkey.
Okay.
It means that you lying. You playing the game. You know what I'm
Bello,
saying?
what were you saying?
You know what?
sorry.
It's actually it's interesting you say that because I guess there's two questions to answer there. Question one is, what do you look for in the first date? For me, confidence. That's the first thing, because off jump, I want my date to be vocal about what she wants, what she likes, and I want her to be confident enough to display and articulate those things. Because with me, I tend to have things already set up. I'm a person who curates things. I already know what I want to do, where we're going to go. I already have this plan, that plan. So for me, I just need a little bit of a nudge to move further into that direction, right? And if I'm not getting any feedback, I don't know really where to go with it, and I don't want to steamroll my partner. I want
Bello, not to interrupt you. You are switching places with Darius. Donna calls you jive.
Yeah.
How do you proceed?
How would I proceed if she said that to me?
Yes.
You know what?
Do you move forward, or are you like, you know what, this just isn't my blessing?
Nah, you know what? If somebody's not feeling me from the jump, I don't feel like I have to. It depends on how I feel about the girl, actually. You know what? As a sales guy, if I want something, I'm gonna push for it, and I'm gonna persist, and I'm gonna persevere through it. But if I don't feel the connection is strong, and I'm not that interested, I'm just gonna fall back. And I think that's where Darius was. I feel like Darius in that situation with Donna, he wasn't really feeling her that much. And the moment that she threw that comment, and she already had a preconceived notion of him, he was like, all right, I'm off, right? And I think it's an easy elimination in the sense that It's easy when somebody shows you that they're not feeling you and you're already hesitant about them. It's like, all right, I'm out. Right?
Absolutely. And that's where I think it comes down to
Yeah, I think that's
that one chance that you may have. Imagine going all out, doing something, and then there could be preconceived notions or something that still doesn't land compared to another person that, I'm not gonna say whatever you do, but that will take you for your uniqueness in what you're doing. You know, it really made it very interesting because everybody was still, it was almost like, you know, with the first mixer, but everybody was a little bit more comfortable now with the cameras and stuff, and comfortable kind of like expressing and comfortable, you know, knowing how to skate and not knowing how to skate. It looked like everybody could skate, you know, like it looked like nobody
baby
cared,
girl
you know?
fell a couple times and not once, but
Hey, I didn't see it. I just seen you like
Didn't
this.
show it.
You was
They
good.
gave us that respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome
Can I
back.
make a
Right.
comment too on a Darius Donna thing? Can I make a comment?
Yeah, for sure.
So I remember, y'all, this is a true story. I remember the first mixer, I was the last person to come in, and no universe, I'm going to like this man or talk to this man because it was just a lot for me. And then I'm telling you, the first 5 minutes of talking to Darius completely changed my mind. Completely changed my mind. And I felt judgmental.
Honestly.
I thought he honestly had some of the, now was it real or not, I don't know, but I think he had some of the best conversations that I had that day and continuing throughout. Like I felt the conversation went really, really well. So I was glad I didn't dismiss him. But when I first saw him, I had that it was so much the chains and the furs, and I was just like, oh, this is just a lot. But talking to him, he actually was a really cool person. And so I'm glad I didn't go straight to that judgment, or at least got to know him first before saying something.
So question. Was there any truth to what Donna said? And when she said there are other women who feel just like me, or do you feel
We hadn't had a lounge yet.
What's that?
Yeah, we hadn't had a lounge yet. I kind of one of those things where like Darius had such a big presence that it was talked about, whether positive, negative. I just think it was one of those things. When you see him,
there were other opinions with the ladies about him. So
yes. So it could be a matter of like the shock of like the conversation because of how he presents, like he was talked about, whether it was good or bad. I think all of the women were trying to figure out.
And I think all the guys were talked about. I think it was just an excitement and assessment of what was in front of us, and getting back to, you know, our first, you know, what type of traits we need to find a connection. I think that goes to, all right, if you're a man, then I think the immediate thing that you need to have a connection for a man is physical. So, you know, I mean, that's what books say, y'all are made this way. So I think that it's in the eye of the beholder. And I'm not saying every woman got to fit this certain mold. I'm saying every woman has to make sure that their man sees them as, like for me, I'll just go to my traits. My traits, my man better see me like one of the most beautiful women he has ever seen in his life. So that you feel grateful that you get to be with me. Because I know whatever man I get, I'm going to be so grateful to get with him. Because I don't just choose any old body. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just going to have any, like, y'all know, I'm not just going to be entertaining any old body just because. It's just not in me. And so for me, I'm going to look to see if you're considerate. I'm going to look to see if you're respectful. I'm going to look to see if you inspire me. I'm going to look to see if you are inspired by me. Because I inspire my dang self sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't pat me on my back when I make my wins, then it's like this. I got a friend, right? And sometimes this is how I tell people, I'm always be 100. So as long as you will stay 100, we always gonna be 100. I got a friend, and we've been 100 for years. But when it comes to music, this person always gives me like -10, -20. One, this man said I couldn't sing a Mary J. Blige song. Excuse me? Are you trying to say I can't sing? I grew up on Whitney Houston. How dare you? That's insane. Then I said to him, I'm gonna be one of the greatest songwriters of my generation. This man blatantly hard said, no, you're not. And he also thinks that you're gonna marry me. How? You're not inspired by me. You don't even get excited when I win, my baby. You know what I'm saying? Only role I can see you in is a great friend, because when it comes to romantic, you're not hitting the boxes.
Support has to be there.
Support.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a confidence.
Yeah.
You gotta have a confidence within yourself to have someone as strong as me, because I'm very confident in myself. God love me.
What does marriage look like if it doesn't have support? You know, like what does
Right.
love look like for that person to say, yeah, I
Turmoil.
want to marry you, but I don't believe in you. You know,
Or
oftentimes,
It
like
sounds
how people
ridiculous.
talk
I
to
don't know
other
what that.
people, they talk to themselves worse. I remember someone told me that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But you know, like the things that like that's really powerful, Ina, because you have to set in what you did. You set your boundaries, and it's like, well, I cannot see being romantic with you beyond this because the
exactly.
amount of support that I need and that I give myself and I give you won't even be received because you don't have it to give it. You know, never
Exactly.
let
Or
me
you don't
see.
even have that perspective to
Right.
share with me. I
That's
would be
dangerous.
teaching you. And that's
That's
okay to
dangerous.
teach if a person is willing to see your vision and your life perspective, because then you can grow. But if you want
That
me to
don't even sound like a great friend though. You know, if I'm being
exactly,
honest. Like I'm like,
that
Right.
was crazy. I was like, who are you to bring
that's
me down
crazy.
your reality, baby? Because my reality is in the world. You know, dream delusionally, live cautiously. Period.
Yeah.
Right.
All brilliance is delusional until it happens.
Okay, listen.
Exactly.
Facts.
Everything.
TND,
Yeah. Yeah.
$100.
TND was just a thought until we all
Yes.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
say it too is, you know, first they call you crazy, then they ask for advice.
Man.
Yep.
Hmm.
I
Because
love
they're on
that.
their time instead of God's time. But Devon, tell us what are some characteristics that you need in order to find a connection?
Well, for me, I think the biggest like tell of like if a person is for me is their ability to be vulnerable and open. Like everybody, when you're on a first date, everybody's wearing a mask, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, I need to see at least a part of the real you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not what you want me to see. I need to see something
Mm-hmm.
that's like real, in order for me to for my interest to even be there. If I don't see that, I lose interest real quick.
Yeah, because then it's like, are you trying to play with me? Do you have a plan for me already?
That's powerful. That's powerful,
Yeah.
Lonnie. You know, because if it's not real, and let's say if you know that something is just fiction or for play, somebody's going to get tired of the story, you know, the fairy tale sooner than later, you know, because it's
Hmm.
almost like, all right, it's almost like you would have like Alzheimer's or something like, all right, let's start this again, you know, but where are you really going? What are you really doing? So I think the older that I get personally, I agree with that. Like there has to be something that's genuine because if it is fake, then, you know, it's like, okay, well, what character am I playing today? Am I
We're
Kirby?
wasting time. We're
Am I Mega
wasting
Right.
Man?
time.
You know?
Mm.
I
You know
think it's
what?
a lot of it is about build. Oh, sorry, Bello. I was
Go
gonna
ahead. Go
say
ahead. Go
it's
ahead. Go ahead.
about building trust. Like, you know, when someone's vulnerable with me, there's almost like an instant like I know you. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I can I trust you a little bit. You know, it's something unspoken that gets formed in that moment when you share something that I could use against you. Not that I would
Exactly.
ever do that, but
Right.
like if you feel if you're trusting in me enough in that moment to be vulnerable and not to use this information to hurt you or whatever, it's just like, you know, there's something that happens.
That build a trust, and that's how trust is built. You know, we share, and then we trust that, we hope that you will keep
Mm,
whatever we shared, and when you do, it builds that little step of trust each time. It's like if you go out, if we were in a relationship, right? Maybe we are, maybe we're not. But in the event that you go out and you hanging with women, if I really know my man, then I'm not gonna be worried about who you out with because you're so happy where you are that we don't have that issue. Like
Facts.
my brother and my sister-in-law, I love them. They she goes out with her girlfriends. He not calling her phone, blowing her up. Why? Because he's securing her. He
He's
goes
taking care of
out.
home.
Exactly. She goes out. I mean, he goes out. She not blowing him up. She knows that he's gonna be rushing right back to her as soon as he can. You get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
it's not like that. But let me. Oh, there he is to the stage. What up, though, Vince?
The
What up,
legend
though?
himself.
My guy,
what up,
Mr.
though?
Rollerblade King in the
Woo!
house.
Yeah, you won this season. I mean, this
What up, though?
episode.
I just woke up.
Well, we are so glad to have you. Welcome to TND. We were just talking about what are some of the characteristic traits that you need to have in order to feel a connection. So we'll go with you.
Oh shit! I'm
Right
right in
into
the
it. Right
game.
into it.
Right.
But we can come back to you and go to Chris first.
No, characteristics that I need to feel a connection. I mean, um, I genuineness. I needed to feel real. I need to feel like I'm actually talking to the real person. I know that a lot of people lead with their representative, which is fine because we all have a wall up. We all don't know, each other well enough to just open up immediately. But I still want to know that I'm speaking to at least 70% of the real you, at least. Being vulnerable is something that's not easy to do, but I look for vulnerability also, just along with genuineness. That's a good start for me to understand that this is somebody that I can have a conversation with, and this is somebody that I can at least try to build a connection with.
Yeah. I respect that. And
See,
let you and Devon are on the same page, but I think we all are seeking like a genuine connection and attempting to find the real of a person. And before I get to this little crazy story about that, go ahead, Chris. Tell us what you need in order to have a connection with someone.
There's a quote that I heard a while ago that says you need to inspect what you're expecting. And I think that the first thing that I do typically when I meet a woman is to see if what their perception of even something like submission looks like, right?
Mm.
That's an ugly word to a lot
Mm-hmm.
of to the wrong woman. Like when they hear submissive, it means like being a subordinate and it's a negative connotation. But if she really understands what, for me, what truly being a submissive woman looks like, she needs to understand that I'm a man on a mission. And if she's being submissive, that means she's a part of that mission. And I think that if she understands that concept, then we can rock together. But if I gotta butt heads with you about what that looks like, we can't even get off the starting line. So I think
Mm.
initially it needs to be if we're on the same wavelength in terms of our understanding of what we're trying to build together. Because obviously, if you're the most important person to me and you can't even play your position, then we not even gonna be functional. So that's what I look for.
Hey, those are facts, Chris. And listen, I agree. I agree because the thing is, if we're not on the same mental stage or even perspective, then it's always going to be confusion. One person trying to be heard, one person handling a problem not the same way. And I think
Sure.
when, for instance, they were talking about wanting to have a genuine connection and wanting to see the real of a person. Now, here's the thing. Now, I was about to say a crazy story. Okay, y'all dated a con artist and didn't even know he was a real con artist. Like if I would have Googled him, he would have.
Because
It
he's a
says
con artist.
that by deception, and that means that you deceived a person to gain their things. Okay, and so for
Mm,
me, I learned the hard way, and the reality was sometimes we seek genuine um, realness out of a person so much that we don't actually get who they are. Like he said, we get their representative. But in their representative, we get to see what do you value? Are you showing me all these flashy things? Are you showing me, what is it that you're showing me that's attracting to me? I mean, attracted to me. And this is what I had to learn in identifying these things that I liked. Why do I like these things? How did I let this con artist
hmm
con me? It was because of at the time I was 21 and I liked a lot of shallow things. You know what I'm saying? And that was because, the society makes you want things that doesn't even matter in real life. So with that reality, I think that more genuine connections I think get built when you just see how a person deals with people and handle the problems because then you see how they are naturally, versus just sitting with them and getting to know them because they always know for the best foot forward and that's always what I want. So for me, I think that the most genuine time or the most effective time to find out who a person is in a problem.
It's funny that you say that, because there was like a study, and based off this study, they say that people draw lifelong connections based off of conversations that may happen in certain segments of your life. So, for instance, let's say you have a friend or an acquaintance who comes and supports a funeral when somebody passes, and they're there. You make a mental note of that, you archive that,
That's
and you draw
support.
closer. As you draw closer to individuals in times of like tribulation, you draw closer. So because anybody can really be there when everything is up. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
now we all may inbox looking crazy, phone looking wild, but when we're down and when we're out or when we're not ourselves, those individuals that are there are true friends and really the
Yeah,
building block of
absolutely.
what we need to be around.
Absolutely.
So
I got another question.
Me,
So
I
this
was
question,
gonna
oh, go ahead.
go ahead, please.
go ahead,
Okay,
Nikki.
so
Yeah, go
Okay,
Nicole.
so
Go
this
ahead.
question,
Oh, so my
came
bad.
from one of the audience members that was in the live audience. She asked, and it was Tanya from the east side of Detroit. What up, though, Tanya? We appreciate your comment and your question. She asked, "How do you feel about watching yourself online, and how do you feel about seeing some of the comments that are made after?" Who want, Nikki? You want to take this one first?
Oh no. I mean,
Okay.
I had a comment about what Cardi was
Anyone
saying,
want to?
but
I'll answer it.
go ahead.
Uh, it's very interesting to see people talk online about you when you were in the experience and you were there. Um, what's super interesting is I'm guessing everybody has experienced it is that when you see what they chose to put out there as far as
Mhm.
the editing it down and you know what actually happened and the comments are talking about, the condensed version, and you're like, well, you didn't see the whole thing, which I never
Exactly.
experienced that, but I like now, like I said, I guess everyone is experiencing that. It's interesting to see, what people take from that clip and
Mhm.
how their imagination goes with them and how they go and you like dang like they took
Yeah.
that from that and you actually know the real story. So I think that that's interesting to see, and then you have the internet is predominantly trolls, like they want to troll.
Mhm.
So obviously you have to take that into account when you're looking at stuff because some people just want to rise out of you and want to have a good time. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Let me. Oh, my
my
bad. Go
experience.
ahead.
That's my experience.
I
No.
was going to tag on because one thing I will say about Own, I think so far, before I say this, I'm like, let me think that and make sure this is true. But I don't feel like Own has taken anything like grotesquely out of context. I feel
Mm,
like they see a fact and then they build a narrative with because you only got so much time and it's not 100% accurate, but it's also I haven't felt like violated and
Yeah.
not personally, not yet.
Okay.
But what I feel is very interesting is
Violated is
people's
wild, but
I
no,
know,
I
but
know.
you should have heard earlier about
I
Diddy.
no, no,
No
I
Diddy.
hey, no
I
Diddy,
You
haven't.
should
No
have
I
heard
don't.
earlier about Diddy.
Hey,
We
listen.
don't want you to. We don't want you to feel
Hey,
violated, Divine. I
come
mean,
on,
that's
come on,
we're
dog.
gonna keep. We're gonna keep you safe,
Oh
and we're gonna keep you dry. But go ahead. Jeez, Louise.
Dry,
Lord. Dry.
diabolical, diabolical.
no baby
Listen,
oil. No
so
baby oil.
listen,
Oh Lord.
the comments. What I found very interesting about the comments is that the amount of projection
Yeah.
that is in there, like either projection about themselves or like the world, like the way they believe the world should work or does work between men and women. That has been really interesting just to see how they interpret Vince's actions and during certain moments or
I
how
was
they
cussing
interpret
Vince out
Xavier and
when it
me.
dropped.
Oh man.
Yeah,
You know
What
what?
it's
happened?
really interesting.
I said, or how they had me cussing you out when it all dropped.
Oh, in the trailer, the
You
first
you didn't
trailer.
you didn't you didn't use a cuss word, but you definitely told me what was on your mind for
Yes,
sure.
cussed you out. Yes, yes, you're right.
Well, you know what I found that was interesting. I found it interesting that it's one thing to talk about the experience and talk about like how people are interacting or what you give off. But I saw some comments that like were like straight attacks on like the way people look.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
you want to hear
lots
what
of
they
that.
said about me?
Lots of that.
Oh man. Okay,
One
let's
person.
hear it. Let's hear
One
it.
person.
I know
Listen.
what they said about me. I know what they said about Dom. I didn't see
Well,
any other comments, but yeah.
Well,
we
Oh,
share
you
some
we
of
would
them.
pay
we all
attention to
got
those
roasted.
two comments,
Cardi got
Bello.
Okay,
roasted.
right, exactly.
I can tell you, Cardi got roasted. I got
We should
roasted.
definitely okay. Let's say our top three comments that we've seen. Okay, my first one that I was like, what? Somebody was like, oh my god, did y'all see the ends of her hair? She needs to go get them clipped. I had to comment back. I said, oh my god, you mean the ends of my real hair? The fuck is we talking about? One. Number two, somebody was like, she's talking about this level of pretty. She is not even pretty.
Mm.
Mm.
Like,
Hey, you know what? You know
Yeah.
what? I got to defend that because you look good on you look good on screen. I don't know what they talk about because
Thank you.
I was watching I was watching the show with one of my friends, and she was like, "Oh my god, I love Ina.
Oh,
She's
that's so
so
sweet.
pretty. She's
Yeah.
so good on Oh my god." She just kept she was like just wilding on you. So I'll tell you right now that whatever that person was saying is not reflective of everybody.
Right, because
Well,
I'm like,
obviously, looks are an opinion, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exactly, yes.
opinionated. So obviously, with people, you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, no pun
Yeah.
intended.
Yeah.
But
But
she ain't
so
pretty as
what?
great. She ain't
What?
even pretty at all. She's not even pretty
Well,
as
well,
great.
I would, with Bello, piggyback on what Bello was saying is that usually when people tell me about the show, they have you as one of the prettiest girls on the show. But like I said, that's usually
Perspective
what they
driven.
had. Yeah, but like I
Hmm.
said, like I said, it's just opinionated. It's just opinionated.
But
Cause
they're all
so
opinionated. I just thought it was funny. So anybody else got any more funny ones or random that was just like crazy?
I don't know about funny, but
I
like
saw
it's
somebody said I look like Dr. Jamal Bryant. I thought that was pretty funny.
I can see
Oh
I
that.
my
saw that. That's
goodness.
funny.
I was like, I said, okay,
These
that's
Fabio
cool.
joints
Just
with
kidding.
Cardi.
Oh
It's
yeah,
hilarious,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Cardi.
yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
Cardi, you
funny.
had the most
Those are
for
funny.
sure.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
I've heard like this
Drake.
one.
No, I
Uh,
saw this. Yo, I saw this one with
Go ahead.
Drake with the press out.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm dying
yeah,
on
god.
that.
I saw that
yeah.
joint. The Cat
And what's
Williams.
crazy was like, and this was wild. Like it reminds me like The Rock. Like, what's your name? It doesn't matter what your name is. Like
Yeah, exactly right.
we so much in our bag of what we doing, but it's like, if things can be so controversial to where a person takes a side or they take another side, it shows that we are really leaning into ourselves. So
That
I
point.
haven't
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen many comments. I heard that it was a Facebook group. I haven't
Yes.
been in there. I've heard that I was being talked about in there, but I haven't been in there. So I haven't heard too many bad comments. I think that people think that I'm a comedian, and I never said that I was a comedian. I only said
Just
that I was
funny.
a field service technician. So I haven't heard too much wild stuff.
oh,
I
it's
th-
coming.
I
It's
think.
gonna keep coming. People's projections
Oh,
and
it's
stuff,
there.
and
Yeah, it's
it
there.
just shows that like so far, I guess. How do y'all feel that everything is now up to episode 3? Are y'all kind of pleased to see how everybody is being portrayed, or do you feel that it's more of a betrayal?
Mm.
Episode three
I
to
think
me
I
is the first episode that felt fun to watch. Like, you know what I mean? It looks like everybody was genuinely just having a good time, getting to
Yeah.
know each other, vibing with each other. You see the first couple of dates, so it's
Mhm.
a little less pressure because you're doing an activity. So to me, this was the first episode that was like, okay, this is
Yeah.
fun. We got this. Yeah.
And that kind of mirrors
yeah.
how it felt, right? Like I felt like those first two mixtures were like a gauntlet a little bit. And
Mm.
like by the time when we got to the roller rink, it was like it felt like we made it over a hurdle of some kind. At least for me, I'll
Yeah.
speak for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
Yeah.
definitely did.
we could relax a little bit.
Mm.
I got a question.
Okay.
My question is, has anyone had a moment where they gotten recognized yet? And if so, how did that feel? Or what was the experience?
That's got a
But
story.
I do. This is
I
today.
do.
This is today. This was so funny. So I was at work today, and I was getting on my work truck, and this lady slammed on the brakes, and she said, "Oh my God, you look like this guy from this TV show that I'm
Oh my
watching.
god.
It's this dating show in Detroit, and you look just like this guy. I can't remember his name. I can't remember the show, but you look just like him." And she said, "I know that he wouldn't be on this block like this, but you got to."
Oh my
She
god.
said, she said, "I'm telling you, you got his mouth, you got his face. You have a twin out here, and I just watched this show, and you look just like him." And so before I could say anything, she pulled off, and I
Ah,
was just like,
dang.
I thought it was
Sweet.
so funny that she just was like, "There's no way you're that guy, but I need to tell you
A
that
hundred
you look
percent.
like this
Right.
guy." and little did she know that she just met that guy.
That
That she
guy,
just
he's that
Right.
guy.
Her
she
mind just
she
would
it,
not allow her to.
it was hilarious. I mean, she was going on and on. She wouldn't let me say anything. She was going on for like 30 seconds about how, like, she was like, I'm telling you, you look like this guy. He's on the show. She was just going, and so it was very, very funny. It was
That's so
very,
funny.
That's
yeah, it
hilarious.
was.
Cardi, you just got back from what was it? Tampa,
Yeah, I just was in Tampa,
and
and
I heard you had a little moment.
yeah. So while down there, this was interesting. Normally for me, I'm a homebody, but on certain times I pop out. We doing Teen and Diva, recording some or whatever, you know. But this particular time, I'm getting something to eat, and then I'm doing like a walkthrough of this little spot in downtown Tampa. So as I'm walking around, about to leave, a lady like stops me, and she's just like, "Cardi," and I don't care if I know you or not. Really, I'm inclined to just decline. I'm gonna be like, no, you know. And the lady's like, you are, I was watching Ready to Love, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
That
And
is
she's
so
like,
funny.
this is Cardi, and I'm like, it was just so wild, Vince, because for her, she was a middle-aged lady. She probably was in her late 40s, early like 50s, but she had just watched the show and without a doubt knew it. And she knew it enough to communicate it, and she was a fan of the show. And then it always comes up like, well, did you find love? And it's like, well, you got to keep watching.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this: Devon and I had such a funny experience, but I think, in my opinion, it was very, it was exciting. It was very not honorable, but like, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, I was honored to
Flattering.
have the experience.
Flattering,
Yes,
flattering.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, we had went out, and you tell your version. It's because we had different interactions.
Well, I mean, I could tell but they, of course, they're not recognizing me. They're recognizing you. They're like, oh
Okay,
yeah, and
okay, okay.
that guy.
So listen, what was crazy? Well, no, I had to tell. No, look again. They're like, oh
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so it was hilarious. We're doing a networking event, and this lady walks past. I mean, I walked past the lady, and she said, "Excuse me, you look like this lady on this show." I said, I think I am her. She was like, "Oh my
I
God,
think
it
I am
is
her.
you. I love you." Then another lady heard her from the
Yeah.
corner of the bar. Her and her like sis girlfriend, auntie, walk over with her like, "Oh, it's her. Oh, you my favorite one. I don't know your lines, girl. You so funny." I'm like, I
Yeah,
am
that
just
was
like in
interesting.
awe. I was like, oh my God, y'all recognize me. Give me hugs. I told them about the watch parties. They came to the watch parties. When I tell you they
Hmm.
came to the watch parties, they was asking questions. They watched all of the seasons. We just happened to be on
Wow.
one of them. It was such an amazing experience. I
Wow.
promise you. She
That's
was doing
dope.
boots on the ground there too. It was fun.
That's amazing. That's
It was so
amazing.
much fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
and then
dope.
I told her, wait, real quick. I told him, I was like, yeah, y'all know Devon. She was like, oh my God, I do love Devon. I know Devon. And this man was trying to talk to me, right? He asked if he could take me out. The lady said, send him on his way because y'all need to get married. I said, oh my God.
Mm.
She said that. I was like, whoa, we already
Yeah.
got people got plans for us, baby.
And it's just getting started, y'all.
What about you, Nicole? Or
I feel like I'm striking out on every single one of these questions. So no, I haven't really seen no comments other than somebody saying me and Shannon was captains or co-captains of the Good Girls Club, which I thought was funny. But I haven't been out anywhere. So like, no, nobody saw me. Like people at church have been calling my grandma. My grandma calls me once a day with somebody calling her, telling her.
Oh, my cousin.
Oh yeah, my cousin. So I will say that like so many people have been calling me, telling me they know cast members. So people have been telling me they know Carde or Steve, or like as they're watching it, people are like, oh,
Yeah.
I know these people. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my coworkers is her daughter is Steve's student.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, my daughter was talking about how her teacher's on this show.
Oh,
And
my
I'm like, oh, the
goodness.
same show I'm on? She's like, what?
And me and Devon found out our cousins, like our blood cousins, are married to each other, which is
Yes,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
wild.
So
That's
y'all
how you
relate.
know the
Yeah.
world is really small.
Basically.
No.
It is.
She said no. Oh my God. Would that be incest?
Well.
That's
Pause.
crazy.
Gotta watch the show. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I got a funny one. So I go to the planning committee at the city of Windsor. I'm working on it's a long story. I'm doing a church conversion. So I go to the counter, and she's like, Bello, And I know these ladies. I'm always at the city doing like working on development. And she's like, Bello, I knew it was you on the show. And I'm thinking to myself, this lady's in Canada and she's at the planning committee in the city of Windsor. And she's like, Bello, I knew it was you. I knew when you came to the city, I was gonna say you're on the show. He's on the show. She's like, I've been watching every season. You just so happen to be on this season. What happens? Tell me the tea. I'm like, I can't tell you. You gotta keep watching. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, look. She's like, and she goes, I love. She's like, I love Uncle Tommy. I watch everything with Uncle Tommy. I can't believe you met Uncle Tommy. She's like, you know what? You got to tell him something. Tell him this from Lisa, okay? From Lisa. Ready to Love is great to watch, but they need to introduce interracial couples.
Oh no!
I'm like, I look at her.
Jesus.
I'm like, yeah. I'll tell that to Uncle Tommy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, it's a perspective, you know.
That's the whole point of the show.
What about you, Chris?
Yeah.
Have you had any moments yet?
Nothing crazy. This girl at the gas station was like, "You on that show?" I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
Yeah.
And that
No,
was
you heard
it.
the
It was
voice.
something super
Yeah, that's
light.
me. So did she ask the
I mean,
smells?
yeah.
Oh
Nah,
my goodness.
let me get $4 on pump six. I'm out.
Ah, that boy! Oh my god!
Like for me, like honestly, like I'm definitely privileged anytime anybody recognizes me. And like I actually had this one, it was like a little girl and she was like smitten and it was like, oh, like because her mom watches the show. And with my main day job, I do a lot of nonprofit work. So I'm around like, parents and students or like mothers and daughters and
Families.
yeah, so the mom was talking about how much she loves the show. And then the little girl was like, "Oh my God, that's him." And I was like,
I
"Yeah,
love
it's
it.
me." You know what I'm saying? So it was cool.
Well, listen, y'all, I really want to just thank everybody for coming out. Y'all got my cheeks hurting right now. And I love the fact that we got to voice how we felt about the last episode. And just one more thing. If anybody hasn't smelled his scent, because I got real close. Just if you walk by y'all, because at the watch party he was giving out free smells. And this is a pause moment because it's
What's the
not like
formula?
this ain't like spread them. No,
Nah. Hey, listen, man.
But
say what up, though.
What up, though?
It's my nephew. It's your girl Christina, or some of y'all know me as Ina Lee, popping in with your hot topics on T and a D. Number one, so many people stepped up, so many people stepped out and did their big one for Thanksgiving. And when I tell you they did their big one, let's start with the big one. Let's start with the Sean Anderson Foundation, or as some of y'all know him as, or as we all know him as, Big Sean. Shout out to Big Sean up in the building. Not our building, but like in the city. Shout out to Big Sean. He teamed up with Zach from MD Motivators as well as Charlie Mart in order to give the East Side an extreme turn up. When I mean extreme turn up, I mean like a 25K turn up. And it was so amazing. He gave out 500 gas cards, 500 hot meals. He even gave away 3 freaking cars to families in need. And I know, especially the mother who received that vehicle, I can only imagine how grateful she was. She actually expressed how grateful she was. And it was just very touching, very genuine, very beautiful sight to see community being helped by people who actually came from there. As he will even say, this was like his stomping grounds. He used to go there every week. This is his roots. So to be able to come back to your community and really give back in a way that they're not only just talking about you, but remembering you. Let's give a round of applause. Just a round of applause real quick. Shout out Big Sean. Sean Anderson Foundation, Charlie Mart, and of course, Zach from MD Motivator. So, not to mention, he also gave away 100 turkeys. So y'all already know 100 turkeys, 3 cars, 500 gas cards, 500 hot meals. Come on now. Who else is out here doing it that big other than that big Man, Big Sean. Shout out Big Sean again. We also had Peasy and Icewear Vessel turn the whole city up. And when I mean they turned it up, they didn't just come out and hand things out. They did the same thing, or they did something similar to Big Sean and had that music going, had the food going. The get back was serious. It was at 11999 Gresham. They gave out free turkeys. They had meet and greets. They had music. They had food trucks. The whole neighborhood came out. And when I tell you, it was definitely a good time for everyone. The whole city that they were impacting, and the whole city really got impacted because everyone was invited, everyone was welcomed. It was not only Peasy and Icewear Bezo doing their big turn up, or Big Sean and MD Motivators and Charlie doing their big turn up. It was also other organizations and other influencers and creators, like, for instance, Dr. Keon Clinton. He actually did a whole feed the families in need doing hot meals. So he provided hot meals to, I think, over 200 to 300 people. Of course, a big, beautiful one on my heart, Randy Rosario. Randy Rosario, we love you so much. Always loved you. You always been such a a diamond in the rough, until they started seeing you shine, that you've been the diamond. And it's just so much to say about her. God bless her. And I'm so excited to announce that T and the D and some of the cast of Ready to Love Detroit will be partnering with Detroit Darlings for their mission December 14th, giving back coats to the kids and doing a lot for the community. So I'm really excited to offer $5 from each of our full price tickets at our watch parties until that event will all be contributed to Detroit Darlings. And we are so grateful to be able to collaborate and find such a genuine, good-hearted, good intention mission, like many of them are. All of the people that I've mentioned, I know, are very genuine, very intentional about giving back to their people, to their fans, to the people they don't even know, just because they're part of the community. Because the reality is, at some point when maybe they might have needed help and they didn't have it, they know how that felt. Or at some point when they were able to give back, they understood how that felt and how rewarding that was. So I think that just continue to give back to the community is something that will always be in the forefront of our minds, or any minds that really is just continuously blessed by God, because we understand you must give what you're hoping to receive. So I'm so grateful that the city was able to feel that outpour of love during Thanksgiving, especially after, you know, it's been cold. We ain't here. It's so cold in the deep. Not completely yet, but it's been cold. I think what our first winter hit in October, so that was some. And the reality is, at this point, we have to just continue to focus on so much good, contributing so much good, so that the world, not just the city, can see that there's so much good in Detroit versus the connotations that people try to have about us. Because the reality is, all of us are working really hard to be great in our own perspectives and our own minds, because the only person who can judge us is God. And when we understand that, we're not seeking to fulfill everybody else's roles. I think a lot of the people that I know in the city, they believe they do stuff. Like, we are our own celebrities in our minds. So it's not like we are idolizing anyone. We are just understanding, like, when we put pride aside, that help is a blessing. Help is a blessing. And when you get help, it's always best to be grateful and thankful, because that is, especially when you look, God, that's already your character. That's already the nature that you're moving in.
Ina, I got to bring everybody up to date with sports in the D this week. Oh my goodness. It was a nail biter when it came to the NFL, with all the games across the board, but especially with the Detroit Lions versus the New York Giants. Now, it seemed to be a cakewalk going, at Ford Field, okay? With the Giants actually being down and losing 5 games. It absolutely wasn't, all right? The game ended up going into OT. Everybody is plagued with injuries, with Kirby Joseph being out, Tyrion Arnold being out. So the secondary of the Lions really needing help. But on the Giants side, Their star running back Cam Skibo also injured himself, but they were showing up and they were dancing. And they happened to actually do the Blade Icewood dance. Now, this is something for all of you athletes, anybody coming playing the, any Detroit team. When you hit the Icewood dance, that level of disrespect, you not go win the game. You could be up, but very rarely are you going to win the game, and you may not make it out the stadium. I mean, that's disrespect to a whole different level when you know what you're doing. Rock buffs if you want to, have fun, but just know what type of territory that you're playing with, okay, when it comes to that. All right, so outside of that, though, game is really good. Hey, Jahmyr Gibbs, what up, though? Animal. He ended up, putting the team on his back and got out of there. That's why they call him Sonic. So, crazy. I think he ran for like 239 yards. Incredible. And then Bates ended up hitting that 59-yard field goal, clinching it game time, past OT. Speaking of OT, can we get into the Detroit Pistons? The best team in the NBA right now? Yeah, I said it. Yeah. They actually had a game that went into OT. And how they went into OT with Jenkins hitting that shot, okay, with 1.6 seconds left of Cade inbounding the ball. And it's like, well, Cade ain't got the ball. Go ahead. Yo, Pistons got some dogs. From Duran to Cade to Tobias Harris. I mean, everybody, shooters, everybody on there. All right. Like, incredible. Like, they have advanced now to a 14-game win streak, which is it's the most that the Pistons have had in 20 years. And it's really eclipsing when we won in 2003 to 2004, championship. Yo, turn up, y'all. Congratulations. It is an amazing time to be in the city right now. That's my time. Back to you, Ethan.
So again, shout out to the Sean Anderson Foundation, aka Big Sean. Shout out to MD Motivators. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to Peasy and I Swear Vezo. Y'all did y'all big one as well. Good job. Y'all really, I love when people come together and really put on for the city. Shout out to Keon Clinton. Shout out to Randy Rosario and Detroit Darlings. All of y'all are really doing a big one for the city, and we're really grateful that people care. Because that's all it requires is people to care. And when you care just a little bit, then it inspires more people to care just a little bit. And then when everybody starts caring just a little bit, all that little bit add up. Because then once you start caring a little bit, you're going to end up caring a whole lot. That's how it always is. You'll see. It's like you go to the dollar store for like 5 things and you end up getting like 10 or 15. So just understand. It will inspire you to do more. Fast forward, CreatorCon. CreatorCon was so dope. So much happened at CreatorCon. So Dr. Keon Clinton was there as well. He ended up speaking. Shout out to Stewie. Stewie was speaking. There was so much positive and informative things that happened down at CreatorCon that you didn't want to miss it. And there's a lot of videos out, a lot of content out about it. However, the one specific that I would love to talk about is the auto show. The auto show is coming soon. So y'all want to make sure y'all are getting prepared, getting your tickets, getting the full understanding of what the purpose of the auto show is. And I think that Sam Clement did a great job when he came on and just spoke about the mission, spoke about the purpose, spoke about all the innovation that's been going on and all the hard work that's been put in to make this such an epic evening or even an epic experience, that they have even created a special contest. Like, what? CreatorCon, the Detroit Auto Show, have created a contest that y'all can even win some money. So I'm hoping that Sam Clement will come this Friday and have a great interview with me, give y'all a little bit more details so that y'all can either join in, submit, whatever, the whole 9 yards. But trust me, you want to find out all the tea, okay, on the CreatorCon Detroit Auto Show contest. Next, I want to tell y'all about the tree lighting ceremony. Oh my goodness. Detroit every year has a beautiful tree lighting ceremony. And the reality is this event, because I'll call it an event, when you got over 500 people I would call it an event, because when you have over 500 people in an environment where everyone is focused on the purpose, and the purpose was the tree lighting ceremony, I'm telling you, just an event. And it was a beautiful event this year. There wasn't any chaos, there was no confusion, but then again, them bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do with it for you? They was out there. They was making sure they maintained. Detroit police was not having no games. They was not playing with y'all. So they was making sure it was order. Order. So I love it. I love that everybody was able to go out, have a great time, see such a beautiful event, a beautiful lighting ceremony, something that's consistent, something that has become a ritual, and for some families, or even just an extremely amazing experience, especially if it's your first time. So I definitely want to highlight that happened this weekend. We have to definitely give an honorable mention to New Era Detroit. Round of applause, please. Round of applause. It is such an amazing thing that y'all are doing. Your community, your teamwork, your unity, your example, your impact, your the effort, the consideration, the understanding of what you believe your people need, what your community needs. And not only are you just doing it for the city of Detroit, but you are moving around with this movement and making motions in these cities, the impact in these lives, and really in our hearts and other people's lives and in their hearts as well. And we are so grateful that y'all continue on a continuous basis to shine and be great, not only for yourself, but for your people and your community. So thank you. And speaking of New Era Detroit, shout out to New Era Detroit for doing y'all hotels for the homeless. It looks like y'all are going on about 5 years of that. It seems like it started with just buying out 2 floors in a hotel for the homeless on a Black Friday. And then y'all continue to grow into this massive, beautiful, amazing thing where y'all provide hotels for the homeless during holiday seasons as a relief and transitional housing program in Detroit that goes beyond just one night stay, but also offers the experience to have immediate access to safe accommodations, particularly in winter as it approaches, because y'all know winter had just came and we was already at October with the first snow drop. So let's just be real. It's so cold in the deep. I ain't gonna keep saying it. Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? And we really appreciate that there's people like y'all who really care, because at the same time, the program couples the stay with a wraparound service of meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, clothing, resources, connections, job assistance, housing referrals, substance abuse, health, mental health and support, mental health support, housing referrals, and substance use, mental health support. So it really is attempting to help all those who are in need and find out the reasons why you're homeless. How can we help you to navigate out of this space and transition into a new journey? Really, because sometimes people just don't know what they need. They may not have the resources they need. They may not have the information that they need. And this program is really doing that. So if y'all would like to register, participate, or donate, you can definitely do that by calling 313-466-4377 or sending a text keyword hotels to 801-801 or to request a room. I really hope that y'all are successful and that you continue to grow, that you continue to have all the support that you need as you continue on this journey of helping people, helping your community, and just really letting people know that we are here, we're valuable, there are people that care, and that God is really using and utilizing his people. And also on the entertainment note, let me tell you about something fun we had in the city that just passed. A lot of the indie filmmakers got together for a wonderful Friendsgiving at the Shadow Gallery, which is exactly where our watch party is this Friday. Make sure y'all show up. Don't be late, 6:30, because the new time is airing at 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. Shadow Gallery, 1533 Winder Street, Eastern Market. Y'all don't want to miss it. Okay, that's what. Anyways, they had an amazing event. It was a Friendsgiving where all the Who is Who showed up. You had Kamal in the building. You had the beautiful, gorgeous Nunu, whose birthday just passed. Happy birthday to you. We love you, Nunu. You know we love you, girl. All love, always. Happy birthday to Nunu. She was in the building. The amazing author, Giovanna Marie. Follow her on Instagram, JMPOZON. It's like my sister. But yeah, she was in the building as well because, you know, like I said, they had star-studded event with all of the indie film artists and makers of the city. Dewan Ford was there. They had listen, the list goes on. The list goes on. And what I will tell you is, if you don't know already, that if you go to the gallery, you'll never know who you're running to. It's usually always a great time with great names in the building, as to why I love going to the gallery. So I hope we get to see y'all all this Friday at the T&D Ready to Love watch party and live audience recap. Y'all are going to have an amazing time. Oh, and just a reminder, we're coming in all black everything, making the Black Friday a real Black Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate your time. And as always, God bless you and bye for now.
We outside. Talk that truth, sip that tea. Welcome to T&D.
Looking for the hot topics, juicy things. From the ones you know that be on the scene. Pull out your phones at T&D. Don't look too far when you're in the city. We pulling up with that real little G. Grab a seat, it's time for T&D. Yeah, grab a seat, it's time for T&D.
We got the vibes, the talk, the truth. From the block to the booth, yeah, we bring the proof. No rumors, just flavor and facts. Detroit soul, we don't do no cap.
From the love to the light to the lessons. When we speak, it's pure confessions.
Cameras on now, sit with me, whole world tuned in to T&D.
Looking for the hot